Good morning. Come on, good morning. Welcome. I'd like to welcome members of our Board of Governors, Dr. Ivana Thomas, other distinguished guests, members of the faculty, proud parents and guardians, invited guests, and most importantly, our future physicians. On behalf of the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this very special occasion this morning, the white coat ceremony of our MD1 students. My name is Daniela Hyde, JP. I'm the Registrar of the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, and I'm honored to serve as your moderator for today's ceremony. The white coat ceremony marks a significant milestone in every medical student's life. It symbolizes the beginning of a journey of dedication, compassion, scientific inquiry, and the service to humanity. Today, our students formally enter the noble profession of medicine. And we thank you all for joining us to celebrate this meaningful moment in our students' life at our institution. I'll now invite Tasania Collins to lead us in the national anthem.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Please stand for our national anthem.
I now invite Ms. Rihanna Boucher to lead us in invocation.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. At this time, we would like to invite the presence of the Lord amongst us. I invite you to join me in singing the chorus, "Blessed is the name of the Lord." Blessed is the name of the Lord. Blessed is the name of the Lord. Blessed is the name of the Lord Most High. Blessed is the name of the Lord. Blessed is the name of the Lord. Blessed is the name of the Lord into it, and they are saved. 3 John 1, verse 2 says, Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. As we gather here today for this white coat ceremony, this text represents God's desire for our lives. It reminds us that true prosperity is not only about success in studies or careers, but about wholeness, mind, body, and spirit. My fellow classmates, in medicine, we will be called to care for the health of others, but this verse reminds us that our own well-being and spiritual grounding are just as vital. The road ahead will demand perseverance, compassion, and resilience. There will be long nights, difficult cases, and moments of doubt. Yet, as Isaiah 41 verse 10 assures us that God strengthens and upholds us, 3 John 1 verse 2 assures us that his desire is for our flourishing. We are not alone. We are not alone in this calling. His presence steadies us, his strength empowers us, and his love sustains us. So let us press on with confidence. Let our white coat be more than a symbol of knowledge. Let it be a mantle of service, compassion, and hope. May we prosper in wisdom, may we be strong in health, and may our souls remain anchored in faith. As we go forward, may our lives shine with courage, healing, and love. Please stand as we pray. Let us pray. Our kind Heavenly Father, Lord, we come once again in thy presence to give thee thanks and to give thee praise. Father, we thank thee for life, we thank thee for health, we thank thee for strength. We thank you for your blessings and your mercy towards us, Father, even though sometimes we do not deserve it. Lord, we are so thankful to you for bringing us here safely, Father, and for allowing us the opportunity to be here for this momentous occasion. Father, I pray that as this ceremony proceeds, it will do so as you have ordained it, and that, Father, this ceremony, Lord, everything that is done here today will be done to your name's honor and glory. Bless every individual here today as we tell you thanks. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Ms. Boucher, for that inspiring prayer. It's now my pleasure to invite our visionary leader and the one who's driving force behind the establishment and development of our institution. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Neville Graham, who will deliver us this morning official welcome.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. I can see that our first white coat ceremony, we had 5 students. Today, we have about 22, 23. And we had about 20 persons in the audience. Today, it seems like perhaps more than 100. So when you look at it, we are in 10 years, for the student body, nearly 5 times as strong, and for the audience, certainly 5 times as strong. Give yourself a applause. I'd like to express a big rounding welcome for all the persons that are here this morning. And I'll start with members of the Board of Governors, our Executive Dean, Dr. Neville Ballin, our keynote speaker, Dr. Ivana Thomas, our Alaska representative, welcome. One of our first students, Dr. Dominic, and that's very important for us to have our first student coming here to participate in the white coat ceremony. After 10 years. This is our 8th white coat ceremony. I'd like to really welcome our members of staff as well, and those visitors, distinguished visitors this morning. Now, even before I welcome and be very special, I feel very strong about the new group of students who are ready for their white coat ceremony. But I'd like to really give a big round of applause to their parents and families that have made so much sacrifice in their development until this stage. For the students that are here this morning, as the registrar noted, this is an important step in your life. One small step, but a big, big step for medicine and your career. And it is very important, the white coat ceremony. And while Dr. Gordon will speak so much about it, it heralds you into a special group of persons who are given the task to take care of other human beings and ensure that we fight and conquer diseases, and we prevent epidemics, and we treat individuals for a better life. So it's very important that you carry with us this school's mantra, which is you have excellent scientific knowledge, well in terms of your knowledge of clinical art, and at the same time, don't forget your task of the humanity that the school's mantra ensures. Because sometimes we as scientists and professionals forget the role we have to play in terms of ensuring that we deliver our services with a human touch. Now, I have to mention some of the achievements, and I would just like to say that we are small, but don't dismiss us. We are growing, and we have certain things behind us after 10 years. First of all, 95% of all our students, they pass the Caribbean international exams at first try. Just one person had to repeat the second part of the exam, and he did excellent. Now, the other thing is that 3 of our students have topped the Caribbean exams. In other words, come first. And you talk. And you're talking about people, students and interns who have graduated from other medical institutions outside of UWI who have to do the Csmsj exam. Those from Cuba, those from Mexico, those from even the United States, those from other schools in the Caribbean, those from India, Africa, Asia, etc. We have topped the exams 3 times already. And our keynote speaker this morning is Dr. Ivana Thomas, and we'll hear some more about her in the introduction. But to say Dr. Ivana Thomas topped her exams when she went to do the exams, and give her a round of applause even before she comes. It means that you students that are ready for your white coat ceremony will know that you have a big shoe to put your foot in, and your right foot first, and a big cap to wear. And that white coat, that you will be, you will actually be placed in, is a testimony and a requirement of what it means to continue Csmsj tradition of excellence. I could not have just completed this without saying that with our excellent program, our real excellent professional doctors and teachers, lecturers who are advancing the program, we have done well with limited resources as well. But we have a big 5-year plan. We have a big 5-year plan in terms of increasing our presence, building our program, increasing the amount of doctors that are needed, and both Jamaica and internationally, and at the same time looking at areas like anatomy and physiology, transforming our lab, looking at our increasing use of IT, increasing our research, especially understanding what is needed in Jamaica and the Caribbean in terms of health care. And so therefore, we have just signed an agreement with the Scientific Research Council in terms of doing even some more research, and therefore solving some of the problems in healthcare of the country. So therefore, we are not divorcing ourselves from that. Now, structurally, we are going to have an excellent looking forward for excellent building and excellent location for our institution, and maybe more than one locations, because as we expand there, we note that in this world there's a big need for doctors. The world needs 2.5 million doctors, 3.5 million nurses, 1.5 million dentists, and we haven't looked at Jamaica fully, that nearly we have just reached about 60% of the needs in terms of health care personnel that we have gotten, and that goes for the Caribbean as well. Worse in Africa, and still in the United States as a big economy, they need so much other persons. So therefore, for the next 5 years, the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences will continue to build in terms of the quality of our students, the quality of our contribution to the healthcare service in the country and the Caribbean, and continue to build alliances with other institutions, and including UWI, where we have someone here from UWI that is proudly visiting us as well. So we will continue to build, and welcome again. And so, Master of Ceremonies, I am leaving the podium. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Graham, for those insightful thoughts and vision for CSMSJ. I just want to introduce Dr. Ivana Thomas, one of our graduates, graduating class of 2022. And I want to introduce to you her book that she just published, and we are so proud of her as CSMSJ family, right? The book is titled The No Pause Solution Handbook, a physician integrative guide through perimenopause and menopause. So please check it out. It's on display here, and get your copies. All right. Our next speaker is our distinguished academic leader who continues to guide us through the development at CSMSJ with his dedication and vision. Please welcome Dr. Neville Ballin, our Executive Dean.
Well, good morning to everyone. All courtesies extended. Well, I tried to make my life a little easier because when Dr. Scott was mentioned, as a first graduate, I spoke with her and said to her, look here, I don't need to do a school report, just model for me and people can see you to see how the school has advanced. She refused. I'm back on the podium. So, Dr. Scott, again, kudos to you. The other thing I said to Dr. Graham, let us make sure you're not going to say the same thing I'm going to say. So, but it turns out no, my report will be short because Dr. Graham has said quite a lot of what we're going to say. Right? So you've had it all already. So I'll just start with my thing for the school report. Well, I'll say CSMSJ is celebrating our 10th anniversary, as we all know, and it's going strong, signifying that our strength, durability, and our flexibility. The mission statement and the vision statement is on your program. Just to quickly review it. The vision to be a beacon of excellence, innovation, and humanity in medical education, healthcare, and transforming lives in Jamaica and beyond. And it was our mission to educate, innovate, and inspire the next generation of healthcare professionals committed to the high standards of excellence, ethical practice, and compassionate service. Well, that is very important to know. We don't want to go there, but listen, all of us who practice for a long time, we always have the lawyers around there in training, and so lawsuits are always around. Because, right now I'm telling you that for me, I have a pile of legal reports that I have to write for lawyers for various things. What's the biggest problem of doctors being sued? Is it the mistakes? No. It's the way we approach and handle the mistakes and the problems. Are we compassionate? Are we ethical in what we do? So just think about, when you have a problem and you're seeing your patients, as your training involves that, you are ethical and you are showing humanity. All right? And we talk about the young persons here now, getting your white coat. Keep that on front forefront in mind, the humanities of what you're doing. As we continue to build on our success and a decade of remarkable achievement, CSMSJ stands a testament to unwavering commitment to the progress in the field of medical education. And as part of, from the humanities, as part of our 10th year anniversary, we've embarked on an outreach program to provide help and care to those persons who were affected by Hurricane Melissa. And the last outreach mission headed by our Dr. Graham was on March the 7th, so it's been pretty recently, and we have more planned to help, to continue to help. The school, as we said, was founded by Dr. Graham, Neville Graham, and his passion and leadership has guided the school and its early development, and he remains dedicated to advancing. The school could not continue without a cadre of resolute staff, which includes administrative, which is very strong, and the academic individuals who continue to work assiduously to ensure the continuous growth. The first cohort of the school were 3 MD students. Now, we have 52 students on the MD program. That does show growth and it shows resilience. And as we'll continue afterwards, how people feel about the school as to why we are growing. We want to improve the efficiency. We want to increase the number. We're going to improve the number of admin and academic staff in keeping with the growth that we're having. So that is an ongoing process. The staff, academic and administrative, are resolute in their professionalism. And part of it is that we continue to produce the graduates who perform excellently in all our license examinations, as what Dr. Graham had mentioned. What is our performance built on? The performance is built on, 1, the dedicated students. You have come here because you want to learn, and you're eager to learn. And what can we do to help? You're eager to learn, and one of the things that I've in communication with the lecturers and the clinical lecturers in the different departments, one thing that keeps coming up is that the Csmsj students continuously show the dedication and willingness to learn. And they're comparing it with students from other places, including UWI and other medical schools who are being taught in the hospitals that you go to, what they go to. So I want you all to understand that that's the legacy what you have. The Csmsj students, where your lecturers saying are willing to learn, and as a result, they're willing to go the extra mile with you because they're seeing people who are willing to come, right? So don't lose that. To help in this context, what we have done, the students, they're open to contact any members of the staff. Sometimes we don't respond in the timely fashion, but we always want you to know that you're free to contact us to argue, to complain, or to just seek guidance. The students are assigned academic advisors, and there's a brother and sister program. So you know that there are persons which you can go to. Now, the question, I know that in speaking to one student recently, and we said, who's your academic advisor? It wasn't, they couldn't say. So this is something what you know that is available to you. So if you don't know, please find out who your academic advisor is, so that, that when you have issues, you can actually have someone you can speak to. I see some heads turning just now when I said that, so obviously there's quite a few other persons who don't know that, but it is there available. So find out who your academic advisors are, because that is how you can help to grow, so you're never on your own, right? We want you to actively seek learning, but at the same time, you must maintain your leisure period. And we encourage that. We encourage that. What about our faculty? We have a strong faculty of our professionals across all institutions. And all those persons are teachers and mentors of long standing. And they look and they see and they're very interested in what you do. And they can work, mentor, and monitor your progress. As far as technology is concerned, the school have embarked on the hands-on, which is very important. But before I go to that, we have the AI. Everybody's into AI now, and so the school is now introduced to AI. We've partnered with AI, Healthcare AI, so that the students would have access to those facilities. And it is useful to use, but it's useful to use, But AI doesn't work by itself. AI starts with AI up here. That's what I want to say. AI up here first, and then you use it as a tool to help you to work with. If you go down the road and you see someone on the side of the road who's collapsed, how do you know what the blood pressure is? Are you going to say, boy, I don't have a monitor, I don't have this, I don't have that? Because you wanted to understand it's coming from here, put your finger on the pulse. If you can feel a pulse, you know there's a pressure. I won't go into the physiology just now, but I want you to understand that, up here is the first AI. And we encourage and we push these sort of things. You see that? We ask you, we put things in such a way to make you think. But that's how the school is learning. There's simulations and hands-on. Well, I won't mention the courses because we know we already did a 4-year MD course and so on. Now, come to the issue of the accreditation, which is something which is on everybody's minds and thoughts over the years. We are an accredited university, fully accredited with the University Council of Jamaica as a degree granting body. And we're also accredited with the Jamaica Tertiary Education Committee. So I want people to understand that we are accredited. What we are working on now is to get the accreditation for the medical program in terms of where you can go further with it. And that we're continuous to work assiduously to do it, to do so. In terms of our graduates, just to finish here now, we had a large graduation ceremony recently in November. And at that time, we proudly conferred the Doctor of Medicine degree to 9 newly qualified doctors and to 26 individuals who completed their associate degree in the Natural and Applied Sciences. So these milestones continue to show that we are the dedication and the strength of the school, of the staff and the students. The young students who are now going to step into the next phase of your training. And we look forward to empowering you more so you become successful and happy in what you do. Good morning.
The white coat ceremony holds deep symbolic meaning in medical profession. It represents responsibility, trust, professionalism, and compassion towards patients. To help us reflect on this important tradition, we now invite Dr. Lorenzo Gordon, our Vice Dean and Research Director, who will speak on the significance of the white coat ceremony.
Panasio, the leader, as we salute the Hippocratic Oath that was done in 460 BC by the Greek ancient physicians who thought that this profession, being noble as it is, it must be sanctioned by the god and goddess. And so it is proclaimed when the start of the clinical rotation, each doctor repeat this oath and be given the blessing of the gods and goddess. And so it was, and so it shall be in those realms of those amphitheaters till the evolution of medicine, which has adopted in 1989 to modernize the oath and to enact this white coat ceremony that was done at the University of Chicago and at the University of Columbia Medical School in 1989. But before we begin, let me indulge your attention a bit on what our evolution and our history of medicine began. At the primordial age of man, there was one doctor. He was the bush man, Obia. He was a priest, and he was the astronomer. 3 in 1. So in your village, in the old days, you'll go to that one man. He tells you the herbs to be taken, and he bless you, and then he buried you. But as life become complicated, we have a separation. Therefore, we have the traditional doctor who now practice the herbs and then so on. And then we have the priest who then sanction the soul and bury you. And then, of course, the astronomer who then in those days tell you about when the rain is going to come and when famine will come. But as we go forward, we'll concentrate on our profession. Before the 19th century, we wore black. Just like the priests, we wore black. And that meant in the 19th century, when you call a doctor, you're about to die. So the black represent that gruesome sadness, the pronouncement of ailment that was not curable. And so the doctor wore the black, just like the priest who continued. But we moved on, and we said, maybe we ought to change our dress a bit. So the debate was, let us wear white, which would then mean, well, we wouldn't carry the germs around because black, you know, so blood spill on a black cloth, you won't see it. So some people said, maybe we should try white, so that the doctor who enters that room must be kept clean so you can see if there's any spot of blood or if he has washed his shirt for the last week or two. And so the debate was then white. And then we changed that outlook to say, let us then look at white means the hope and purity. And so the intention evolved that the doctor then evolved to be one who looks for the cure, the treatment, and finding the solution. And so we move forward to a ceremony then in which we pronounce in 1989, where we started the white coat ceremony as a symbolic representation, as that medical student now in the first year is given the task and is reminded that he or she has that responsibility. It is a story that was told in Spain, but it's a story that was translated by a friend of mine who lived in Canada. And in Spain was the son, but in Canada, the daughter approached his father, her father, and said, "Dad, I want to be a doctor." The father looked at his daughter and said, "My dear, are you ready to stay up at night, to be called when you're about to eat that there's someone who is suffering? On your vacation, you're enjoying, and you're called, you must cut that vacation because your patient is in need. Are you ready, my dear?" The daughter whispered, "Not sure." Maybe. The father said, when money is not the object, when others can earn, but you, even sometime, do your service for free. Are you ready, my child? Are you ready to think about the Hippocratic Oath? That your profession become your guide. Your mannerism become your vehicle. How you conduct yourself become your instrument to guide you. That you make no prejudice, no feeling of remorse, but only to treat and to respect everyone. Are you ready, my child? The daughter looked and said, next year. The year comes, she said, next year. Until she finally had a dream and said, yes, I am ready. And so it was. This profession is a noble profession that requires character, requires steadfastness. It requires diligence and a love of humanity. The sacrifice, the many nights, the many days, the cries in medical school, too much work to cover. It was in 1959 to 1960, at the start of the Cuban Revolution, when Fidel Castro was asked, or he had asked his doctors, we want to reduce the number of years for medicine. A brilliant doctor said, it takes 13 years to form a doctor. He said, we will try to do it in 5 to 6 years. So, in those 4 to 6 years, you have to cram 13 years of studies, of experience, and diligence in those small years. Because we can't wait for 13 years. There's much to be done. And so, this is medical school, where you can't sleep once you enter. You have to suspend many of your enjoyment, your excursion, while your other family members are enjoying it. The assignment is tomorrow. But you have to do it tonight. And so that's the task of medical school. And if you do not feel this, you are in the wrong place and you're not doing well. So the symbol of what we do, it is even the dress that we wear, the white coat. But what is in that white coat? Well, symbolically, we must have the pen. We must have our prescription. But we must have our medicine that we walk around with, stashed somewhere in a pocket. We must have some instrument that we walk around with. This is a symbol of making sure that all knows that you are the doctor and that you can listen to their heart, their lung, their abdomen, and give them justice of hope. You must have instruments which can be used for your patient, but some people say it can deter persons too. Because this is a hammer used for instrument that we know as doctors. But if attacked, maybe we can show it too. Of course, we must walk with other instruments that define who we are. Instruments that sometimes we go deep down in that little pocket, in that white coat, that we have injections that people are afraid of. And when the child comes and they are misbehaving, you say, I will give you a stick. And they say, okay, doc, I will stop crying if you promise not to give this injection. So we smile with our pockets and we have all types of instruments. Make sure we have some blood tubes ready for action. And of course, nowadays, we have our instruments that we can look up anything with our phone or computer right at hand. So that's what we have in this white coat. And so this white coat symbolizes our preparedness, ready to act at any moment. Even when you change the white coat, you have to make sure you have some things in your pocket. I remember flying from a medical conference from Maryland. And in that flight, there was a crisis. Someone stopped breathing and sweating. Is there a doctor in the house? I was a little afraid because I want to return to Jamaica. So I looked around and there was no one standing up. So I said, listen, I took the oath. So okay. Knowing that, boy, if the guy died, I'm not leaving the US. So I went over. I took out my stethoscope, and it was a symbol of authority. Then I asked his wife, he's sweating. Common sense. Is he that diabetic? She said, yes. I said, give him something to drink. You're not touching him? No. Give him, I'm standing here. Give him something to drink. They gave him something to drink, and the guy woke up. They said, gosh, Doc, you're a magician. I said, yes, I'm from Jamaica. This is only saying that as a doctor, your life is about your profession. You cannot separate who you are. And at any moment, this white coat may be transformed into whatever color, but your instrument should always be with you. Whether it's in your pocket, whether it's stashed away, but never leave your instrument. And your instrument become part of your brain, your thinking, your moral, and your duty to humanity. So with this white coat and a symbol of what you will represent and who you are, you will be indoctrinated, will be sanctioned in this hall of medicine, where you will never be able to leave once you take this oath and you decide to walk this path. This is your life. This is your tradition. And this is what the world expects of you. So walk with the angels. Walk with the gods and goddess. And your journey will be blessed in a bright way.
Thank you, Dr. Gordon. for that meaningful reflection on what the white coat is. We are now here. We have come to the most important anticipated moment, which is the presentation of the white coat. As Dr. Gordon mentioned, the white coat symbolizes the commitment of our students and what they're making to uphold the highest standard in medical profession. So now I'll invite Dr. Neville Ballin, our Executive Dean, Dr. Neville Graham, our Founder and Chief Finance and Development Officer, as well as Dr. Ivana Thomas. To assist with the presentations of the white coat.
Okay, students, please stand. And at this time, we want to welcome Shanique Barrett. Rihanna Boucher. Jody Collins. Tosania Collins. Cheer them on. That's right. Cheer them on. Ruthann Douglas. Lauren Gordon. The second row, please stand. Lester McIntosh. Syrian McIntosh. Trishana Milton. Abigail Needham. Blessing Ojo. Ashani Reynolds. Pollyann Sargent. Shakeen Smelly. Bethany Smith. Camille Wade Carr. Fixing the hair. All right. Okay. Sorry, it's coming out. Daniel Webster. Marshallie Williamson.
very much. You may be seated. Congratulations to our students. We will. They deserve it. We will now hear from our students themselves as they formally accept their responsibility. And to lead them in this charge, I now invite Ms. Lauren Gordon, MD1 student.
Distinguished faculty and administration, honored guests, proud family members and friends, students of Csmsj, and of course my fellow classmates, good morning. Good morning. It is a tremendous honor to stand before you today and speak on behalf of my classmates as we celebrate this meaningful milestone in our journey toward becoming physicians. Today, we receive our white coats, simple garments that carry extraordinary meaning. To many people, the white coat represents knowledge and professionalism, but to us, it represents something even greater. It represents trust, it represents responsibility, and it represents a promise. For us, this journey is one that we share with our families. Our journey is a family journey, a sharing in success together. The person sitting next to you has a network of loved ones who have sacrificed and celebrated alongside them to reach this day. And in that spirit of family and togetherness, we, the MD1 class, would like to send our heartfelt condolences to our hardworking registrar and her family during their time of loss. We hold you in our thoughts, and we are reminded of the scripture, Psalm 34, verse 18, which tells us the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. We hold you in our thoughts and prayers. Each of us arrived here by a different path. Some dreamed of becoming doctors from childhood. Others discovered this calling later in life through experiences that shaped our desire to serve. Despite our different stories, we share a common purpose, a commitment for others and improving the lives of our future patients. Now, the dedication in this room is extraordinary. My classmates, yes, my classmates are some of the most dedicated people I know. We have mothers in our class who will come to school, excel in their studies, and then they go home to their children and they excel in their responsibilities and their endless things to do at home. They know who they are, they know themselves. We have colleagues who travel miles every day just to be here, coming from out of parish, winding through the hills of St. Mary, journeying from Manchester, from beyond Old Harbour. This commitment, this willingness to go the extra mile is remarkable. This dedication we see today is just the first acknowledgement of the 4-year journey we will walk together. Behind every student sitting here today are people who made this moment possible. Parents who sacrificed, mentors who guided us, teachers who challenged us, and friends and partners who encouraged us during moments when the journey seemed difficult. To all of you who supported us along the way, we thank you deeply. This achievement belongs to you as well. As we put on our white coats today, we are reminded that medicine is more than a profession. It is a calling that requires humility, compassion, and lifelong learning. The coat we wear is not a symbol of perfection or mastery, but rather a reminder of the responsibility we carry to listen carefully, to treat every patient with dignity, and to approach each person with empathy and respect. The years ahead will challenge us. There will be long nights, difficult exams, and moments when we question our strength, as we already know. Yes. But we will also experience moments of great meaning when we will comfort a future patient, when we will see healing, and when we realize that our work truly matters. In our way, that what we do now here in the basic sciences sets the foundation for all of that to come. As classmates, we will walk this journey together. We will learn from one another, support one another, and grow not only as physicians, but as compassionate human beings. Today marks the beginning of a journey that will shape our lives. The white coat we receive today is not simply a uniform. It is a reminder of the trust the patients will place in us, often during their most vulnerable times in their lives. May we always wear it with humility. May we always practice with compassion. And may we never forget the reason we chose this path: to serve, to heal, and to make a difference. To my fellow classmates, congratulations on this incredible milestone. The journey ahead will not be easy, but it will be meaningful, and it will be so, so worth it. Thank you. Now, thank you. Now, I would like to invite my fellow inductees to join me on stage as we recite the pledge. Now we will recite the pledge. I publicly accept the responsibilities of a physician in training at the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica. These responsibilities include intellectual and personal growth. I commit to the journey of learning how to comfort and relieve suffering from compassion, and to cure when possible with knowledge, competence, and humanity. I will conduct myself with honor, integrity, and moral fortitude. I will not compromise patience, goodwill, and will ensure lifelong learning to all, as these values are the foundation of the medical profession. For myself, the community, those who have come before me, and for those who follow after me, I will represent with honor and dignity, even beyond the confines of the school. I accept the responsibility to keep the highest standards of dress, personal good health, punctuality, and language. I understand the significance of this pledge as I take my first steps into a profession that is a source of hope, life, health, and wisdom. As I accept and agree to this pledge, may honor guide my path and respect my steps in every decision that I make. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lauren. Can we give them a round of applause? You know, for them to come up here and to make that wonderful pledge. We just pray that the Lord give them strength to continue into their studies. And at this time, we'll welcome Miss Syrian McIntosh. She'll be doing a special presentation.
There will be mountains that I would have to climb, And there will be battles that I would have to fight, but victory or defeat, it's up to me to decide. But how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. I never said there wouldn't be trials, never said we wouldn't fall, never said that everything will go the way we want it to go. But when our back is against the wall and it feels like hope is gone, we just lift our hands up to the sky and say, help me to be strong. Oh, I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I've started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. No, you didn't bring me out here to leave me lonely, even when I can't see clearly. I know that you are with me, so I can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. We just can't give up now. We've come too far from where we've started from. Nobody told us the road would be easy, and I don't believe God's brought us this far to leave us.
Come on, another round of applause. That was lovely. That was really lovely. So it shows that you can be studied to become a doctor, and you can also sing too, right? Lovely, lovely Syrian. So the journey to becoming a physician is not taken alone. Parents and families play a critical role in supporting our students through the years of study and sacrifice. We will now hear from two parents who will offer words of encouragement and endorsement. First, please welcome Mr. Christopher Collins, the father of Miss Jody Collins. Round of applause.
Good morning. Don't be intimidated by this. Permit me to respectfully acknowledge the protocols already established by the previous speakers and warmly welcome our distinguished guests, our proud families, and most significantly, our incredible students that we are celebrating today. My name is Christopher Collins, and I have the privilege of standing here not only as a parent, but as someone who has watched one of these remarkable students grow from a curious child into a future physician. On behalf of all the parents and families here today, I want to say how deeply proud we are of each of you. For many of us, the journey to this moment didn't begin with medical school acceptance letters. It began years ago with science projects at the dining table for some of us, late night studying, sacrifices, sometimes doubts, and determination. We have watched our children push through difficult exams, long nights, and moments when the road seemed overwhelming. We have also seen their many tears, right? And yet they kept going because somewhere inside them was a calling to serve, to heal, and to make a difference in the lives of others. Today, as you put on the white coat, as Dr. Lorenza Garden so eloquently said, that it represents far more than academic achievement. It represents trust, as Lauren said. It represents compassion. It represents integrity. And it represents the responsibility you now carry to care for people at some of the most vulnerable moments of their lives. As parents, we know that medicine is not just a profession, it is a commitment to humanity. We know the hours will be long. We know the decisions will sometimes be difficult. We also know the character that has brought you to this moment. We have seen your perseverance, your empathy, and your heart. Our hope for you is quite simple, that you never lose the compassion that led you here, that you always remember that behind every chart is a person, behind every diagnosis is a family, and behind every patient is a story that deserves to be heard. Wear this white coat with humility, wear it with courage, and wear it with the understanding that your knowledge and skills have the power to bring healing, comfort, and hope. To the esteemed faculty of experienced professionals who enrich the lecture halls, laboratories, virtual classrooms, and administrative offices, as well as the mentors dedicated to guiding these students, you are indeed par excellence. I think somebody should be clapping them. Thank you for your investment of wisdom, time, and belief in their potential. And to the students, today we celebrate you, not only for what you have achieved, but for who you are becoming. The world needs compassionate physicians, and we are confident that each of you will rise to that calling. Congratulations to each of you. May your journey in medicine be marked by wisdom, empathy, and a lifelong commitment to healing. We are so proud of you, and we cannot wait to see the lives that you will touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Collins, for those wonderful words. Now we'll invite Mrs. Victoria Boucher, the mother of Rihanna Boucher. Welcome her.
Members of the Board of Governors, Founder and Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Neville Graham, Executive Dean, Dr. Neville Ballin, Registrar and also Master of Ceremony, Ms. Danielle Hyde, special invited guests, and keynote speaker, Dr. Ivana Thomas, faculty members, staff members, students, family and friends, good morning. Is it still morning? I got you going. I am Verona Boucher. I deem it a great honor and privilege to add a parent's perspective to this important occasion here at the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica. When we first learned of this institution, we were truly elated because it reflected exactly what we were seeking. The class sizes, the sense of community, and the feeling of family suggested unity, support, and genuine care for students. We were also encouraged when we realized that the faculty is comprised of a cadre of seasoned physicians, specialists, researchers across key disciplines. And this brings to the institution not only a wealth of knowledge and experience, but also a diversity of perspective that can enrich the learning environment. However, what caught our attention most and ultimately influenced our decision was the opportunity for students to be exposed to the clinical aspect of medicine at an early stage in their training. This is the Blue Ocean strategy. Okay. This is a progressive and transformative approach and will allow students to build a foundation in clinical skills early, connect them with basic sciences with the real patient care, and develop deeper understanding of what it truly means to practice medicine. The Caribbean School of Medical Sciences Jamaica continues to grow and develop steadily, rising as an impactful institution rooted in resilience and a commitment to knowledge, competence, and humanity. And parents, guardians, spouses, friends, and well-wishers, we are here because of the work this institution has done and the preparation it has provided to help these students reach this important milestone. Today is more than just a ceremony. The white coat represents trust, responsibility, and compassion. It symbolizes the moment when a student begins the lifelong journey of becoming a healer. We come with a spirit of joy as we witness our students receive their white coats, and I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate every parent and guardian represented here today for the sacrifices made and the unwavering support given. Behind every student receiving a white coat today are families who prayed, encouraged, supported, and believed. The challenges along the way were many, but we have come this far by faith. And as we prepare for the journey ahead, let us remember how the Lord has guided us in the past. To the students who have just received their white coats, congratulations. You have reached an important point in your medical journey. I am sure it was not easy to get here, and the road ahead will not always be easy. But do not give up. Press on. Every late night, every difficult lecture, every moment of exhaustion is shaping you into the healer you are becoming. Remember that your value is not defined only by grades, but your resilience, your determination, and your passion for others. In the words of Nelson Mandela, the greatest glory is never falling, but in rising every time you fall. So when you face difficult days, and you will, do not allow one moment to define your future. Lean on each other, support your peers, because the person beside you understands this journey in a way that few others can. And remember that self-care matters. Protect your mental and physical health, because the world does not simply want you, the world needs you. When the workload feels overwhelming, press on. When the nights feel long and journey feels uncertain, press on. When doubt whispers that you are not good enough, press on. Press on, because one day a patient will place their trust in your hands. Press on, because one day your knowledge will save a life. Press on, because one day your compassion will comfort a family in their most difficult moment. Today, you receive a white coat, but tomorrow you will carry a responsibility far greater than the cloth that rests on your shoulder. Wear it with humility. Wear it with integrity. Wear it with compassion. Again, I say, congratulations to you all, and may your journey be guided by wisdom, compassion, and purpose. Thank you.
Thank you to our wonderful parents. Can I hear it for them one more time? Thank you, Mr. Christopher Collins and Mrs. Verona Boucher. It's now time for one of the highlights of today's ceremony, or keynote address. And I'm so proud of her. I remember her years ago when she started the program, back when we were at Braemar, and I'm very, very proud of her today. To introduce our speaker, please welcome Mrs. Monsenkar, our Relations Officer. Give her a round of applause.
I am indeed honored to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Ivana Thomas. Dr. Ivana Thomas is a medical doctor and holds 3 doctoral degrees in the fields of clinical psychology, philosophy, and theology. She also holds an MBA and still maintains her RN license in the United States. She's an international keynote speaker. Are you? Yes. And she's also the founder of No Pause Health Solutions, a brand dedicated to transforming how we understand and support the midlife transition. She's the author of the bestseller book, The No Pause Solution Handbook, a physician's integrative guide through perimenopause and menopause. With a powerful voice at the intersection of medicine, gender, equity, and global health, Dr. Thomas has delivered several speeches at the United Nations during the Commission on the Status of Women and the United General Assembly, amplifying issues impacting women and girls globally. Her work extends across continents, with speaking engagements in the United States, South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Mozambique, Australia, and Jamaica. In Jamaica, the Bank of Nova Scotia engaged her for 2 weeks to educate their leading women and men from across the island about perimenopause and menopause and the impact in the workplace. She also partnered with the Development Bank of Jamaica and other corporate entities on their Women's Health Initiative programs. She has been featured across Jamaican and African television and served diverse audiences from corporate leaders to faith-based communities throughout the United States, and also throughout Africa and the Caribbean. Her ability to speak with authority, yet connect with empathy, has made her a sought-after corporate educator and speaker. Dr. Thomas reframes perimenopause and menopause as a great time to pivot and embrace the second half of life with audacity and vitality. Her message combines science, soul, and real-life experiences to empower listeners to welcome midlife as a season of clarity, purpose, and transformation. She was recently invited as the only Jamaican physician to speak at the Jamaican Midlife Society alongside a UK physician. Dr. Thomas is recognized for her authenticity, vast knowledge, and ability to translate complex medical concepts into relatable, life-changing insights. Her mission is simple and bold: just to change the global narrative around aging, and help unlock the greatest potential in life and in midlife and beyond. Dr. Thomas, welcome. Will you all join me in welcoming Dr. Thomas?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to be here today. Oh my goodness. All protocols observed. I'm sure you guys are looking forward to going and celebrating today. Enjoy it while it lasts. Distinguished faculty, to our founder, the amazing Dr. Neville Graham. Can we give him a round of applause? Coming up with this brilliant idea. Sir, I salute you and I thank you. To our dean, Dr. Neville Ballin, who also taught me in medical school. Hi, Doc. Oh my goodness, the story is flooding through my mind. I celebrate you and I honor you today, sir. To our other faculty members and to our registrar, Miss Daniela Hyde, even in your season of grief, I celebrate you, love you, and appreciate you. To our librarian, oh my goodness, make sure you sign up the book and bring it back. I love you and celebrate you. Thank you. To all our esteemed guests, my dear friend, Dr. West, one of the senior legal counsels for LASCO. I love and appreciate you. Thank you, my friend, for being here. To all the proud families and supporters, and most importantly, the newest members of one of humanity's oldest and most sacred callings. A pleasant good afternoon. Yes, you. I stand before you today with a profound sense of privilege and gratitude. I am awash in the memories of my own white coat ceremony, a moment at this esteemed institution that has set in motion a transformation I am even now still uncovering. I gave up a business making over $8 million a year to come to Jamaica to study medicine. The calling was real. I had already had 3 doctoral degrees, an MBA, a nurse, and my family thought I was crazy. I got calls, what are you doing? What do you mean you're closing the business? What are you doing? But the passion, the call was so strong that I knew I had to yield to that calling. And can I tell you, I am satisfied. The lives that I have touched through my training, it's worth more than $8 million US. To each of you sitting before me today, I ask you to pause and seriously consider what you are wearing. It is white, it is clean, it is right now unmarked. Your coat has never seen a long night. It has never absorbed the weight of a difficult conversation. It has never carried the invisible burden of a diagnosis that will change someone's life forever. But it will. In ways no textbook could ever prepare you for, it definitely will. It will carry the fingerprints of patients who grabbed your arm in fear. It will carry the silence of rooms where words failed. It will carry the exhaustion of your worst days, and somehow the resilience to return the next day. And that slow, sacred weathering, that is the very process of becoming a physician. You will be tested, not just in the examination rooms, but in hallways, at patients' bedsides, in the silences between what a patient says when they cannot bring themselves to say in the moment, when medicine reaches its limit and all you have left to offer is just your presence. Those moments will mark you, and they should. Because this coat comes, with this coat comes something no ceremony can fully confer. The trust of strangers at their most vulnerable. People who will look to you not simply for answers, but for steadiness, for honesty, for humanity. They will not care about your scores in school. They will not care about your class rank. They will, however, remember how you made them feel when they were afraid. They will remember whether you looked them in the eye, whether you listened, whether you stayed a moment with them. Your white coat is not a uniform, but rather it is a powerful symbol, a symbol that requires your compassion, your commitment, and your care. This weighty symbol calls you to bear witness to suffering, to fear, to the full and fragile spectrum of the human existence, yet remain present anyway. That is the weight you are and you have accepted today. I tell you this, not to frighten you, but to awaken your consciousness to the significance of the powerful symbol you are wearing. In the years ahead, medicine will teach you things that no curriculum can anticipate. It will teach you that the most important tool you will ever possess is not the stethoscope that you'll wear around your neck, nor the imaging technology at your fingertips, not even the extraordinary pharmacopoeia at your disposal. It is your capacity to listen, truly listen to the person sitting across from you or lying in that bed. Hippocrates understood this with startling precision 25 centuries before the first electronic health record was ever imagined. He wrote that it was far more important to know what person the disease has than what disease the person has. Shall I repeat that again? He wrote that it was far more important to know what person the disease has than what disease the person has. Think about what that means. It means the human being is always the primary text. The pathology is just a footnote. Medicine will also teach you humility. There will be moments when you are certain and yet wrong. There will be cases that confound your best reasoning. Patients who defy your most careful prognosis. Nights when the limits of your knowledge feel like a personal failing, but they're not. They are the honest boundaries of a science that is still growing, still reaching, still becoming. There is a temptation, especially in the early years, to believe that becoming a doctor is primarily an intellectual achievement. You scored well, you competed, you were selected, and yes, these are important. The rigor you have already demonstrated is real, and it is necessary, though it is very, very, very early days yet. I want to add that. But intellect alone does not make a physician. What makes a physician is the daily, deliberate, sometimes exhausting decision to remain human in a system that will occasionally pressure you not to be. To see the person behind the patient number, to ask not just what is wrong, but what matters to the person, what they love, what they fear, what they're hoping you will tell them, and certainly what they're dreading that you will not tell them. The finest clinicians I have known were not simply the most knowledgeable. They were the most fully present. They brought their whole selves into the room. They were moved by their patients without being swept away. They maintained their composure and through emotional distance, but not through emotional distance, but through something rarer and harder, emotional courage. I implore you to cultivate the courage to practice medicine at its highest calling. To do the hardest thing when ease beckons. The more careful thing when haste tempts. The more compassionate thing even when no one is watching. Even when you are exhausted. Even when the system makes it difficult. I want to now speak about something that Hippocrates could not have imagined, and yet I believe would have embraced with the same clarity of mind and defend his entire life's work. You are entering medicine at one of the most extraordinary inflection points in its history. Artificial intelligence. Yes, I'm going there. Artificial intelligence is no longer a distant possibility or a theoretical frontier. It is here. It is in our hospitals, it is in our imaging suites, in our electronic health records, and increasingly in our clinical decision-making pipelines. The numbers are striking. The global AI healthcare market stood roughly around $26 billion in 2024. And it is projected to surpass $187 billion by the year 2030. The United States Food and Drug Administration has already approved more than 1,000 AI-enabled medical devices. AI systems are reading radiological images, detecting diabetic retinopathy, flagging early-stage cancers, predicting post-operative sepsis, and accelerating drug discovery in ways that would have seemed like a science fiction a generation ago. These are not marginal improvements. They are transformative ones. AI can analyze a chest X-ray in seconds. It can detect patterns in genomic data that would take a human researcher's years to identify. It can simultaneously process thousands of variables, including a patient's labs, the vital signs, history, medications, and surface a risk score that gives you precious time to intervene. This is, by any honest measure, extraordinary. So I want to ask you, seriously, what does this mean for you? For the physician you are becoming? It means that some of what you will spend the next several years memorizing will be handled in your clinical lifetime by algorithms that do it faster and more accurately than human memory allows. And yet, dare I say yet, no algorithm has ever held a frightened patient's hand. No machine learning model has ever sat with a family in a waiting room and translated medical complexity into human language at 2 a.m. in the morning. No AI system has ever made the ethical judgment that the textbook answer is not the right answer for this particular patient with this particular diagnosis, with these particular values, fears, and hopes. Hippocrates, writing 25 centuries before the first neural network, gave us the framework we still need today. Know the person, not just the disease. AI is extraordinary at the disease. You must be extraordinary at the person that is in front of you. The physician who will thrive in this new era will not be those who compete with artificial intelligence. They will be those who collaborate with it, who use it as a powerful instrument while maintaining the irreplaceable human judgment to know when to trust it, when to question it, when to override it. Because AI, for all its power, it's not infallible. It reflects the data it was trained on. And data carries the fingerprints of human bias, human error, and human limitations. The physician at the bedside is the last and most important check in that system, and that's you. That's you. Think of it this way. The stethoscope did not replace the physician. The MRI scanner did not replace the physician. The electronic health record, for all its frustrations, did not replace the physician. Each technology changed what the physician needed to do, elevated what the physician needed to be, and sharpened the human dimensions of care. AI will do the very same. So, do not be intimidated by what the machine can do. Be inspired by it and do what only you can do. Build trust, exercise judgment, be compassionate, provide comfort, and make the profoundly human decision about what is right for the individual in front of you. I would be doing you a disservice if I spoke only of service without speaking of sustainability. Medicine has a long tradition of glorifying self-neglect, of treating burnout as a badge of dedication, of confusing exhaustion with excellence. This tradition, I believe, is wrong. And it is costly, not only to the physicians, but yes, ultimately to the patients who depend on them. You cannot pour from an empty vessel. The physician who neglects their own mental and physical health, that physician becomes a diminished version of what their patients deserve. Hippocrates understood this very well, writing plainly that a wise man ought to realize that health, his health, is his most valuable possession. Give yourself permission to be human. Seek help when you need it. Build genuine relationships and friendships. Remember the things that make you feel alive before the demands of this pathway that consumed your every moment, it seems, these days. They are what will keep you for a lifetime. Do have a little bit of fun, but not too much. I promise you the time is going to come when you can have all the fun that you want. But from here on out, it's a very serious, blinders on, focusing, yes, on the great calling. I want to close with something personal, but first a poet, not a physician, who perhaps understood this journey better than most. And he stated, "The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upward in the night." And that's Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So I am sincerely hoping that none of your classmates will be partying while you're up through the night studying, but that everybody in solidarity will be up studying and focusing on this great calling to which you are called. You have already been toiling upward in the night. The years of preparation from primary school, elementary school to high school, the sacrifices made, the mornings you rose before the world was awake to study, to prepare, to arrive here. All of it had led to this moment. The coat, that white coat, is your evidence. When I graduated from this prestigious medical school as valedictorian, I stood at the podium and delivered words I believed deeply. I spoke about excellence, about commitment, about the responsibility that comes with the privilege of medical education. And I meant every word. The journey was long, and there were moments it asked everything of me. But what it gave back in return, in moments of connection, moments of healing, in moments of profound human trust, has proven to be beyond compare. But what I could not have said then, what only the years have taught me, is that the most defining moments of my career have not been the ones where I demonstrated what I knew. They have been the ones where I stayed present in what I did not even know, where I sat with uncertainty, with grief, with the limits of medicine, and chose to remain in the room anyway, where I looked at a patient who was frightened and said, in effect, I see you. I am here. We will face this together. I don't have the answers, but I am here, and we will face this together. This is the medicine I hope you will practice. So, as you have already slipped your arms into those beautiful white coats, carry with you not just the weight of what this coat represents, but the privilege of what it permits. You will be invited into moments that no one else will ever witness. You will be trusted with stories that have never been told to another living soul. Honor that. Respect that. Every single time. And on the days that medicine asks more than you feel you have to give, and I promise you those days will come, remember this moment. Remember the weight of the coat you're wearing. This is not simply the beginning of a career. This is the beginning of a calling. Welcome to medicine. Now go and be worthy of it. Wear your coat with pride and with humility, with confidence and with wonder, with all you know and with full awareness of all that you have yet to learn. Stand on the shoulders of every physician who came before you and honor this noble Csmsj that is giving you this opportunity. Honor it with your integrity, with your brilliance, with your compassion, and with the quality of your care. And carry this ancient, living, evolving art forward into a future that needs you. Not want you, that needs you. You are needed. Fully, courageously, compassionately human till the end. God bless you. I wish you all the best.
Come on, I believe she deserves a rousing round of applause. Please stand and just give her a warm. That was lovely. One more time for her. I mean, I'm not wearing a white coat and I feel inspired. That was lovely. Okay, Dr. Thomas, can you please join me back on stage? And at this time, I will welcome Mrs. Wakar, MD1 student, to do the presentation and vote of thanks.
Hello, everybody. I have with me here my classmate who I love to trouble, Sir Smelly, and being the gentleman that he is, he will and shall present the very good-looking tea. I must say that when I heard you talking, I was like, the burden is very heavy, because how can we have somebody with four doctorates, right? And I'm here telling my husband every day that I want to come home because this is very hard. But on behalf of the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica, we would like to tell you thank you for, one, your sacrifice, and two, for building on such a prestigious institution. You are the embodiment of what we hope to aspire to be. Thank you so much.
We will now invite the choir to do the school song.
Please stand for the school song.
The Caribbean School of Medical Sciences provides leadership, direction, and great skills for determined people like you and me to be healers of humanity. Each is given the books and tools to heal this world wherever we go. With duty, pride, care, and discipline, we all have the health of the people in our hands. But determined people like you and me will be healers of humanity. Each is given the books and tools to heal this world wherever we go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la, la 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 la. For determined people like you and me from the Caribbean and beyond, you see, each is given the books and tools to heal this world wherever we go. We are treating people in need with great care. We research the sciences of nature and healthcare. For determined people like you and me will be healers of humanity. Each is given the books and tools to heal this world wherever we go. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Master of Ceremonies, Miss Daniela Hyde, Board of Directors, Founder and Chief Finance and Development Officer of the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica, Dr. Neville Graham, Executive Dean, Dr. Neville Ballin, Keynote Speaker, Dr. Ivana Thomas, other distinguished guests, members of the faculty, my fellow colleagues, parents, guardians, well-wishers, friends, boys, girls, animals, everybody. A pleasant good afternoon. As we bring this meaningful white coat ceremony to a close, it gives me great pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks. Today has not simply been a ceremony. It has been a moment of reflection, celebration, and the beginning of a journey that carries great responsibility. The white coat on our shoulders today represents more than an achievement. It represents trust, service, and a lifelong commitment to healing. We begin, first and foremost, to acknowledge God, who has graced us and allowed us to gather today to witness this important transition for myself and my colleagues. To the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, Jamaica, who I am a part of. It was very fun to deliver the school song, which was written by our very own Dr. Neville Graham. We extend sincere gratitude to Miss Daniela Hyde, Registrar, JP, and the presenter of the white coats, mother of many. No, I'm so serious. Miss Hyde is really the mother of CSMSJ. And even though she just experienced great loss, she showed up and she showed out. So at this point in time, I want to ask everybody to stand for a moment of silence to honor the legacy of Sir Hyde. May his soul rest in peace. You may be seated. Special thanks to Miss Syrian McIntosh, one Syrian, MD1 student, and of course the representative of the school choir. To Miss Rihanna Boucher, you started off beautifully, ensuring that we started off with Christ at the center of it all. We express deep appreciation for Dr. Neville Graham, Founder and Chief Financial Development Officer of CSMSJ, for your welcoming remarks and for the vision to continue to provide for this institution. Your leadership, sir, has created an environment where aspiring physicians can grow, learn, and pursue excellence regardless of age or excellence. That is something Dr. Graham always says. We take the normal and we create extraordinary members of society. To Dr. Neville Ballin, our Executive Dean, your presentation of the school report highlights the various achievements of our prestigious institution and the pride in which we should maintain who we are, not just as medical doctors, but as people. Dr. Lorenzo Gordon, dramatic, very dramatic, but the reminder of the significance of the white coat will truly be embedded, because how will we forget to walk around with a stethoscope and the peds and of course the brannulas. Miss Lauren Gordon, you delivered your speech immaculately, and we thank you for the student response and pledge. Your words reminded us that the journey is not taken alone, but with a shared commitment of excellence, professionalism, ethics, and service. We also extend sincere appreciation to our parents, because Mrs. Verona Boucher and Mr. Christopher Collins, you have now inherited 21 students because you did say that we are your children. So yes, we take that invitation. Anybody who wants dinner afterward, show up to Mrs. Boucher's house. And we shall press on. A very special thank you is extended to our keynote speaker, Dr. Ivana Thomas. You're an author, you're a philanthropist, you're a woman of God, you're a medical, that you wear so many hats. It was truly inspiring to listen that you gave up everything to give everything else. That is perfect. Well done. And Dr. Thomas, I can assure you that my classmates and I, we will know the person and not just the disease. We will know that it's not about the science, but it's about the humanity behind the science. We also take this special time to congratulate Miss Camille Whitcar. Hi, I'm Camille Whitcar. Which, of course, it has been my task to do the vote of thanks. To the faculty, staff, and administration of CSMSJ, we thank you for the dedication, mentorship, guidance that you provide to us daily. Parents, families, loved ones, well-wishers, without you today, we would not be. And so we give you a great big round of applause. And finally, as the great Dr. Neville Graham would always say,
you think you can learn anatomy using ChatGTP and DeepSeek? You have to know the function and the structure and how they relate to each other. Ha 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 ha.
I took a risk a while ago because Dr. Graham will be setting our exams. In medicine, we often say that structure determines function. The way something is built determines how we will perform its purpose. Today, our white coat signifies that part of us, that structure. But the structure of a true physician is not only our knowledge, it is our character, our humility, our compassion, our discipline, and integrity. Just as the human body functions through relationships between organs, systems, cells. Yes, I learned, clock it. We will depend on the relationships we have built, our parents, our colleagues, our mentors, and our community. Remember, medicine is not practiced in isolation. It is practiced through connections. So our knowledge will guide us, our training will strengthen us, but our humanity will define us. Finally, we extend sincere thanks to everyone who worked behind the scenes to make today's ceremony especially possible. To the PR team, to the IT team, and that lovely lady over there in pink who is responsible for setting our exams timetable. Ms. McHugh, thank you so much. Thank you all, and God bless you.
That was lovely. Can we give her another round of applause? That was really good. Now we're at the end of the program, and I just want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you all. This officially concludes our white coat ceremony. However, we invite you to continue to celebrate the students and be supportive to them.
Thank you. And on behalf of the Caribbean School of Medical Sciences, we want to invite you to continue the celebration with us. We have refreshments on the outside. And congratulations once again to our MD1 students. And as you have heard, this is the beginning of the journey. And we wish you every success on this medical journey that you're on. Thank you very much for coming, and thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. Thank you.
Okay, so I invite the MD1 students to come forward to take some pictures.